Hey, this is Samantha here from RecipeThis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Have you ever cooked air fried pork chops? I have to tell you, they're absolutely delicious. And using the air fryer lid of your Ninja Foodi, you will absolutely love Ninja Foodi pork chops. Well, before we dive into this recipe, I just wanted to suggest that you head over to RecipeThis.com. We've got more than 1,200 kitchen gadget recipes, including recipes for the air fryer, instant pot, slow cooker, soup maker, bread maker, microwave, Ninja Foodi, and many others. We also have a free weekly newsletter, which you can find on the homepage of RecipeThis.com, or you can find it on RecipeThis.com/newsletter. And there you can get our best kitchen gadget recipes sent to your inbox every Friday morning. A lot of people are on diets, they don't want breaded pork chops, so the in-between option is to toss some delicious pork chops in some seasoning instead, and they come out perfect. Even better, you really don't need much for this recipe. Some of your favourite pork chops, for example, we've got some Tesco's British pork chops. They're a bit thicker than the ones that we've got on RecipeThis.com, so we're going to add a little bit extra cooking time for them. And then for seasonings, we've got salt and pepper, parsley, thyme, basil, oregano, and sweet paprika. And we've also got some extra virgin olive oil spray to help stick the seasoning to the pork chops. So first of all, I recommend you get your seasonings out. I recommend a big plate that's big enough to hold your pork chops, and slowly start adding them. So we've got sweet paprika, we've got parsley, we've got basil, we've got thyme, and of course we've got oregano. I love M&S herbs. I went out and I bought one of each of all my favourite ones from M&S, and then I just top them up as they run out. And then once you're done, I recommend that you use your hands for the seasoning. It just mixes them all nicely. It's not going to be enough for both of my pork chops, so I'm just going to add some extra seasonings. You can do the same depending on how many pork chops you're actually doing. Oh, and of course you can mix the seasoning, so if you wanted Cajun pork chops, then it's very easy for you to do so. You could use garam masala. You could use a Mexican spice mix, whatever you've got in. A bit more thyme. A bit more pepper. I'm nearly out of salt, so I'm just going to add a bit more pepper. And then, of course, give it an extra mix with your hands. And then that's how the seasoning looks. And it's just perfect for adding to some pork chops. So then open up your pork chops. I'll show you the ones we've got closer up. So those are the pork chops that we're using. They're just perfect. They're from Tesco's. The lovely Dominic picked them up last night so that we can use them in a video for you. And then once you've got your pork chops, you can move your plate out of the way. If you can, dab them dry with some tissue or some kitchen towel. We're actually recording this from a little country cottage, and we forgot to bring some kitchen towel with us, so I'm just giving them a little pat down on here. And then start by adding some extra virgin olive oil spray, because this is what helps the seasoning stick to the pork chops. So if you just want to give it a good dab with the olive oil, and then oil side down into your seasoning, give it a good rub like that. And as you can see now, it's got a fantastic coating of the seasoning. And then you can place them one at a time like that in the air fryer. And then same again. I've had a few readers recently say that when they're doing kind of chicken or pork or whatever, they can't get the seasoning to stick to it. Well, this is the absolute best way of doing it. If you just have a look at that now, you can see that we've got a lovely layer of seasoning on it and it's sticking to it perfectly, and that's what you want. And then make some extra room in your basket so that you can fit both of them in together. And then I'm just going to give my hands a quick rinse because that's seasoning. I don't want to end up covering the Ninja in it. And then I can never ever find a tea towel when I want one. I'm married to a chef, so they're normally on his shoulder. And then you want to turn on your Ninja Foodi, place your lid down, and then we're going to go with, when I can find it, temperature down to 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit. And then for the cook time, I'm going to go with 6 minutes and then see how they're doing. I did 4 minutes on my thinner pork chops, so I just want to see how they compare with these ones. And then press start. And we're just waiting for the Ninja Foodi to beep. Oh, and there it goes. So now it's done 6 minutes on one side. So like I mentioned, herb cider up. So as you can see from there, it's already done one side. And whilst these have been cooking, what I've done is I've made another batch of the herbs just so that this is perfect for doing the other side. So as you can see, I've done some more seasoning. So now what you can do is you can just flip your pork chop over and put it back in the seasoning. Go under that one. You know when you grab the wrong end of a pork chop and it's just difficult to open. So there you go. So then if you look, this side at the top is plain. So what you want to do is you just want to flip it over like that so that the herb crust that you've already done is up. And then you just want to roll it around in it so that the other side can get a good coating. So then what you can do is you can use your tongs to double check to see how the other side's coming along. Yep, so the other side has got a nice coating on it now. So then you want to flip it up so that it's then going to do the other side. You don't need the extra virgin olive oil when you're coating the other side because you're getting all the fat that's coming out of it as it's cooking, so it's brilliant for that. If you have a look now, that's covering the other side without any extra virgin olive oil. And then it's perfect for adding back into the air fryer. So then once you've done that, so now the other side is going in. Make sure there's a nice gap in the basket so that they can both fit and both cook well. And then you're basically going to do the exact same thing but for the other side. So you did 6 minutes at 160 with one side, and now you flipped it over and you're going to do another 6 minutes on the other side. 180 is ideal for this. Oops. It's so easy to actually end up on the wrong button on the Ninja Foodi compared to using something like the Philips air fryer. And then you want to set the time, so that's going to be going all the way down there to 6 minutes. So that'll mean that we've done a total of 12 minutes and we can check on how it's doing and see if it needs any longer. So, a little confession, in between the two times we've just shown you of cooking it and that, we actually checked the temperature. It was slightly under, so we've actually given it 4 more minutes. So that means that ours have done a total of 16 minutes. But note, ours are quite thick pork chops, so adjust depending on your size. So there you have it. That's the pork chops cooked. And wow, don't they look delicious? And note, this is a key example of getting your seasoning properly on your meat and the seasoning sticking to your food as you air fry it. You know, so this same rule could apply to any of your meat that you want to cover in seasoning to air fry. It could be chicken breast, it could be chicken thighs. You know, it can be a whole turkey breast if you wanted to do that in there. It's just like totally up to you. So I'm just gonna slice into it and see what it looks like. Then we can show you that it's perfectly cooked in the middle. So here we go. And let's take a bite, shall we? See what it's like. That is delicious. Absolutely delicious. And you can mix and match seasonings. You could do lots of different meats, like you could do your chicken breast, your pork, or whatever. It's just totally up to you. This is just a quick method for doing it in the Ninja Foodi, just to show you how good it is and how healthy you can do it too, because obviously you're avoiding any of the breaded products, and it's just yummy. And of course you could even cook potatoes and vegetables at the same time in the Ninja Foodi if you wanted to. We're just showing you today the pork chops, and the full recipe is on recipethis.com. Simply search Ninja Foodi pork chops. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter, where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen, and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.